Coach, we'll start with you. Initial thoughts on today's win?
Well, congratulations to Colorado College. Made a great effort today. Definitely challenged us in a lot of ways, and it was a good ball game. They had a great season, and hats off to them. It was a workmanlike game. You know, we did what we had to do. We had 11 goals at halftime. You know, we gave up a few uncharacteristic goals, and you know, I think the biggest takeaway is obviously moving forward, we can't have 14 penalties in a game. I don't think if you look at the last 15 games, we've had 14 penalties in all of those games. So it was, I don't know if it was just a little bit of different refereeing crew, a little bit of anxiety for a playoff game, but we definitely can't foul like that moving forward.
Yeah, Cross, congratulations, by the way, on the win. And obviously, you break Jason Kaufman's point record there. How does it feel? I know your goal is obviously the national championship, but that's got to feel good to be on top of that record book.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but you know, we got another job tomorrow, and you know, take it one step at a time. But that's really all that matters. Points, you know, it's a dime a dozen, but championship is where my eyes are.
Yeah, Zach, obviously, impressive defensive effort for you guys today. You played really well on the back end. A lot of people talk about, you know, you guys have a star-studded defensive group. How does it feel being a member of that group each and every day?
You know, it's definitely something to appreciate, and it's a solid group of 6 or 7 guys that we can just all count on. And I mean, it's cliche to say to feel like every team says this, but we truly are a brotherhood, and it's just everyone's lifting each other up. And even today, when you know we were giving up some goals we normally don't, and people were kind of starting to turn on each other, we brought it back up and locked it down in the second half. Gave up 3 or 4 goals.
Zach, you guys were down. Man down 9 times today. You know, what were you guys doing to stick together and only allow 1 goal while being down 6-5?
You got to credit that to our coaching staff and getting the plays ready, and yeah, credit that to Coach Wubbs and just getting us ready and drilling in the plays in practice, and the scout team just working their butts off to give us a good look every day in practice.
Coach, you know, Blake had 2 goals in the first quarter back to back, and then you know a couple false start infractions. You know, what were the highs and lows like at the faceoff X?
Well, there definitely was some highs and lows. You know, there was some really phenomenal plays, and then there was some plays that put them in a position to possess the ball and get a few more opportunities that you hope aren't going to happen moving forward. But I mean, all 3 guys battled. I was proud of, you know, Ham came in and did a real good job and won some face-offs, took a little pressure off Blake on this hot, humid day, and it was nice to have Mac finish the game, especially as you're moving forward and playing back-to-back games.
Coach, how do you feel like your defense did adjusting, missing, you know, one of your most important players and like Jackson filling in? How do you feel like the group did?
I thought Jax did a phenomenal job. I thought James really stepped up today too after being a little bit banged up, and kind of taking a little bit different role too of playing a lot more close defense instead of being up top, and he did a really good job with that. I thought our D-middies did a real nice job, and our freshman, Jerry Stafford, you know, that's the most minutes he's played in the game by far all year, and I thought he played really, really well.
Coach, what do you think you saw from the offense? You know, Jack had 5 today, and Cross had a hat trick. You know, what do you think Colorado College was throwing on defense towards you guys?
Well, I think sometimes, you know, when you say what they were doing or what they weren't doing, being honest with you, we were our own worst enemies today, as we were a couple games ago. You know, CNU, as good as we won, as big as a win, you know, we had 29 shots in the first half. Today we missed several on the doorstep opportunities in the first half. You know, Isaac had 3 or 4 point blank in front of the goal. You know, and even though it wasn't the number of shots, but the quality of the shots that our offense was generating was pretty impressive. And those are the kind of shots you usually shoot 50% on or 60%. And when you get a goalie and you don't bury those shots, you start to get a little more confidence. You start choking up a little bit and shortchanging a little bit. So I think it wasn't so much what they were doing, it was our inability to finish that made things look a little bit maybe more impressive on their side of the, I think we generated a lot of great opportunities.
Yeah, Cross, obviously, as Coach mentioned, you guys maybe not had the best offensive effort today. You're obviously playing again tomorrow. It's a quick turnaround. How do you guys regroup and get ready for that next game?
We're always ready. One day you shoot good, and the next day you don't. It happens. Just focus tomorrow, get back to basics, and just be ready to go tomorrow.
Is there any way that you can address, finding yourself man down 9 times? Is that something you just attribute to? That's just how the game was called today. Is that just a result of like the intensity you guys are playing with, or like, is there anything that you would tell your guys, Coach, or is it just kind of?
Well, again, it's sort of like the shooting thing. You can't harp on that we shot that way today, or we were 2 for. I didn't say, we were just horrible at halftime last week at CNU. I said, well, the good news is we're tied and it's 2-2, but we've generated 29 shots. They're going to go. And the same thing. I mean, we've shot great all year. I'm sure we're going to shoot a little bit better tomorrow. And the penalty thing's the same thing. You look at the stats, it's probably one of our most impressive years. I know since Zach's been here, but as me as a coach in 35 years, I think this is the least penalized team I've ever had. I think there were several very questionable calls in the first half. You guys were upstairs. You probably saw it better than I. That Juge Brown's, that was a goal. He didn't go in the crease. That little cone, you can go in that area. That was a goal to me. We just got a lot of, I don't know, new crew. They've never reffed one of our games before. It was just, it was bizarre to have 14 penalties. When you think about, I don't know, you guys go back, you look at the stats, you can see them better than I can. I can't see anything with these eyes. Total up all our recent games, and how many games do you got to get to get 14 in total? You probably got to go back almost 9 or 10 games. So that's not who we are. We're not going to harp on that. I know we're not going to do that tomorrow.
Any final takeaways gearing up for tomorrow? Obviously, 2 impressive teams playing in just a little bit.
There's 2 really good teams out there. This is going to be a battle. Both players got, both experienced teams. Both teams play at a high level all year, and they're very experienced. It's going to be a battle out there.
Okay, thank you guys.